Hey there, Scorpio, Scorpio Rising, and all of you Scorpio Moon people out there. This is your monthly tarot forecast for September 2021. And just a quick heads up, no, I am not appearing on camera for this read because we've got a lot of cards here and people like to see the cards. And you could see me on every other video on this channel, so you know what, this is just how it's going to be. I do also want to remind everybody that if you are watching your rising sign horoscope, remember your rising sign is giving you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope is showing up. And your moon sign is going to give you the less prominent, albeit still significant, side story that is also playing out throughout the course of the month. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to take a look at this extra Celtic cross, and we are going to start on the left-hand column. And we are going to focus on the main, I guess you could say, core of the month and its conclusion. Then we are going to look at the right-hand column, look at money, messages, challenges, and love, because this is a comprehensive reading, not one stuck on one subject. And then we are going to look at the story of the month with the cross proper. So let's have a look and see what's happening. So bottom of the left-hand column here, you've got the High Priestess reversed for you, what your journey is, what your story is, what your central themes are, and how you're interacting with your environment, just one up, the Five of Wands reversed. This month, Scorpio, you are put on notice to start paying attention to where you might be allowing too much of what you see on the external to influence your decision-making to the point where it's actually stalling your progress or taking you off course. Because with the High Priestess reversed, I'm actually seeing a lot of you needing to pay attention to where you are not following or trusting your own heart, your own signs, your own intuitions, your own guidance, and you might actually be allowing your studies, your observations, and even the pressures or peer pressures from others to actually kind of keep you going in circles in certain spaces of your life. And this is a month where you're going to have to pay attention to where it's time to make a break with the norm, especially if you're trying to seek guidance from people that don't know what you're doing, that don't know what they're doing and don't know what you want, or you are trying to make some kind of major shift in your life, whether it's your career, your family, your health, your living situation, and you are seeking information and knowledge outside of yourself from that and those that are either ignorant, wrapped up in their own thing, or maybe even running with a narrative that really has nothing to do with your journey. And this is very important, right? Because the Five of Wands reversed is indicating here, you're going to have to take a break from a lot of connections that ultimately have been oversaturating your life with way too many bits of information or way too many calls, way too many discussions and distractions that are keeping things from actually progressing the way that they could. Because the High Priestess reversed, they're not providing anything insightful or anything useful, even if you're getting it from like a coach or, or even maybe some spiritual guidance you might be getting from people, or, if it's not necessarily one-on-one connections, it could be things that you're reading, it could be things that you're watching, it could be things that you're hearing through the grapevine, and we're really going to want to quiet things down. Trust to those that have been true blue, and trust to those that ultimately you are aware have demonstrated some level of expertise that has been proven consistently, as opposed to maybe trying to let what is going on the physical and the hypothetical make up your mind for you. Because your primary concerns, hopes, and fears, or as I like to call it, the bottom line card, is the Four of Wands upright. This is a month that is actually promising to give a hell of a lot in the way of accomplishments, of crossing and achieving milestones, of being able to actually set you up in a space where you are able to actually make a huge stride in the realization of more than one of your more deeper and personal ambitions. But with the Four of Wands, that means you also have to understand where it's time to really devote all the time and energy that you maybe have scattered or dispersed looking about towards your prize, towards your ideal, what you want for yourself, what you want for your family, or what you want to bring in and hold on to. Because the Four of Wands are, it's bringing in the promise of breakthroughs when and if we do the work. But too much, excess information or too many cooks seem to be spoiling the soup. Now, if it's not about information, it may also be about collaboration. It may be about interaction in general. Where has there been way too much involvement? Things getting pulled in multiple different directions. Things that are ultimately getting spun out because the attention is scattered in too many different directions. The Four of Wands upright is saying, look, this can be a beautiful and well-achieved month if we can maintain focus and coherence. There could be a lot of big steps that you take that you don't even have to worry about stepping backwards from or backsliding from, but you're going to have to pay attention to what shows up this month that ultimately could be a distraction or a mirage, and pay attention to where we might be, again, letting too much of the external determine our fate for us. As we culminate or end the month, we do have the Seven of Swords upright, and there are going to be discoveries about things that you did not know were going on behind the scenes in your circles. I'm seeing a lot of this having to do with things people have not been wanting to bring forward or address with you or share with you, and you've been led to believe maybe the wrong impressions about certain people, or maybe even if it's not people, because it might not always be people. It could be a project, it could be an investment, it could be something that you were told was safe, or something that you were told was responsible or prudent, or something that you were absolutely required to fulfill or achieve if you were to come into a place of, personal success and stability. And for some of you, this may be old. This may be something that you thought you had to maintain, or something that you had to keep holding on to or aiming towards. Some of these High Priestess reversed teachings could be bad teachings that we got from yesteryear. Mom and dad, teachers, things like that. The Seven of Swords, we're kind of seeing where some of that could have been a lie. Maybe not necessarily an out-and-out lie. We can't really prove intention, and you'd just be wasting your energy and distracting yourself with something else if you decided to get obsessed with that. So don't do that. But it would be something that you no longer have to do. It's something you no longer have to carry as a consideration. You can lighten your burden. You can lighten the pressure on yourself, because all of a sudden there is a requirement or a prerequisite for your happiness that never really was. And you no longer actually have to lose any more time, energy, thinking space, feeling space, or social space to it if you allow that discovery process to happen. And this is going to make a huge difference when it comes to reordering your universe, reordering your reality. As we get on to what's going on with money, your finances and your job, your work life, all of that, maybe even household affairs as it relates to your practical concerns. You have the World upright. And this month, you are jumping up to a new regular normal when it comes to your income. And this definitely feels like a big level up, because a door is opening that is actually allowing you to jump over a personal financial goal, whether it's something that you had set out for the future or something that you've been trying to change about what you bring home and what you keep every month. Your earning power is jumping. This could actually come through a promotion. This could come through positive reception to some kind of project or some kind of service that you offer. Some of you may actually decide to raise your rates and raise your prices, and that will be received incredibly well. Some of you may also find that you are jumping into a new job opportunity that is being offered or proposed. You're being ushered in that direction, and this could actually be the beginning of a much more prosperous 2021 than you could have estimated. I do feel with the World card upright, because it always spells level ups and promotions, some of you may also be noticing that in addition to a change in the compensation that you're getting, we could be also seeing additional benefits or possibly even a title jump. Now, some of you may find that this comes because you would take on a job with a different employer, or you take on a different role with a different, with a different area of your employment situation, right? Some kind of transition or transfer or move. But the breakthrough with the World card upright is basically saying there is a pretty dang near permanent shift. The reason I'm going to say dang near permanent is because, of course, you have to make the decision to accept what comes your way. But what it's doing is it is transforming your material quality of life, and you are jumping up a status, jumping up a station, whether it's in title or, again, in your material surroundings, your creature comforts, your personal abundance, or both. As we get on to your community, friends, relatives, other people in your life, we've got the Three of Pentacles reversed, and funny enough, it's right next to that Five of Wands reversed. You're going to need to pay attention to situations in your support system or team situations that you've got going on that need to be reevaluated, that need to be reorganized now. People are either doing the wrong jobs, or they are, there could be a teamwork breakdown situation going on, maybe some infighting, some squabbling, some inappropriate competition, inappropriate rivalries going on, and there could be work towards a joint goal or a joint effort that is suffering at this time. And you will need to pay attention to what you must do to reorganize the situation. Do certain people need to be let go of? Do certain people need to be given different jobs, repositioned? Do we need to bring in new forces to join with? Maybe take our efforts to more complementary inclusions, more complementary people. The Three of Pentacles reversed is indicating work is suffering or progress is suffering when it comes to something that you have going on with a family situation, a friendship situation, a collaborative situation, possibly even some infighting in social groups or in social cliques. And it's your cue that this cannot go on as it is for any longer. We either rearrange the whole thing or we all go our separate ways, but it's time to really have those conversations. As we get on to your challenge this month, you do have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, this is a time where your biggest challenge is knowing when to cut things off, knowing when to cut off things that ultimately have been pulling you on the promise of a return on your investment that are not returning on your investment. Whether it's an investment of your time, your loyalty, your money, anything. Because with the Six of Pentacles reversed, this could be a challenge, especially if maybe you're operating from some kind of bad teaching, High Priestess reversed, that could be possibly giving you a challenge in not knowing when it's okay to cut people off. Or maybe you feel that because something has become dependent on you, it is entitled to what you have, or entitled to what you have created and done with the sweat of your own brow or your own choices. And throughout the course of this month, whether it's maybe cutting people off, like that Three of Pentacles reversed, cutting off things that you don't have to actually do anymore that you thought you did with the Seven of Swords, or the High Priestess reversed, it's going to be a bit of a head trip. As we get on to love, romance, and partnerships, you do have the Chariot upright, and beautiful news when it comes to love and romance, because there is a commencement with a new chapter for you and a partner that you have been eagerly awaiting to get a move on. This could be the realization of a plan or an intention that had been set back several times over the course of the last year or two. And what's happening with the Chariot card is that we are finally in a space where we can do it. Now, this could actually be due to some big breakthrough on the part of a partner, something going on in their life, their job. This could be something that is happening with you. Heck, that World card reverse is setting you up real pretty. But we're finally able to actually go for it. We're finally able to actually get, this show on the road. Now, the Chariot card is also indicating because of this, we are also taking a lot of time to consider where we could be making some improvements in our quality of life as a couple or as a family or as a household, whatever the situation is. Some of you may literally be getting a move on, and this could be accelerating growth in the relationship, right? Maybe moving in together, changing titles, however you want to look at that. Some of you may be traveling, making bigger moves in that respect. And a lot of you are going to be finding that because both partners or all involved are coming into a place of higher achievement and higher capability, it's time to live like it. For those of you who are currently single and available to new people, we do actually have you coming into a way where you are getting a chance to couple up and partner up and start seeing somebody that is also hitting a really good stride with their own work, their own life. And what they're doing is they're actually coming into a space where not only are they very achieved here, but they're able to also contribute their success and what they know and their own understanding of, a lot of things that you're working on yourself to be able to boost you as well. Now, with the Chariot, what's happening here is that we have this really cool collaboration. We are teaming up to tackle a goal or tackle an obstacle with a partner, new, intended, or established. And you're getting that power couple experience this month. Have fun with it. As we get on to the story of the month of September, right? What's going on start to finish. At the beginning of the month, we do have the King of Wands reversed and the Ace of Wands reversed. And a lot of you Scorpio people are doing some massive revisions to a lot of your priorities that may have actually been only priorities due to hype from the external. Really a big callback to that High Priestess reversed and the Five of Wands reversed. Things that we thought were valuable, things that we thought were important, essential even, turn out to be not so. Whether it's because with the King of Wands reversed, somebody made a big impression upon us once upon a time. Turns out a lot of those impressions were superficial, shallow, go nowhere, not achieving anything. Yeah, time to let that go. Some of you may actually find that the King of Wands reversed could be a person that you end up in some kind of conflict with, some kind of spat, maybe somebody from that Three of Pentacles reversed situation or the Five of Swords reversed situation. And the King of Wands reversed is somebody that, if it is a person and not a situation, we're still needing to pay attention to where this person needs to be kind of squared away for a while or possibly cut out for a time. Because the King of Wands reversed is all hype. He can't live up to his boasts and is very much can be their own manipulative kind of force because they kind of use hype, high energy, excitement, stimulation, fear, however they're going to use it to have their ends met by others. The King of Wands reversed cannot create their own reality. They require the impressions of others and the efforts of others to do it for them, and they just provide the hype. You are going to find where these lies or these distortions have existed, and with the Ace of Swords reversed, now start doing the massive repair work. Maybe it's not massive, but doing the repair work, doing the reordering work in actually fixing a situation where you may have actually been living another person's cause, doing another person's work, creating another person's reality, instead of actually focusing on you and yours. And that is a huge part of the beginning of this month because you're getting a lot of your own personal power back. Screw this guy. May not be a guy, but screw him. As far as what brings this about, we do have the Page of Swords upright. There's a revelation of some kind of truth about a better way to achieve your ends that you didn't necessarily know was available to you. Now, whether this was something that was kept from you or this was something that just kind of evolved, you are getting a chance to take a really important shortcut this month. And I do feel because you're able to realize that or realize the full truth about this situation or realize a better way about the situation, it just makes what you've been dealing with the King of Wands reversed and the Ace of Swords reversed so much less appealing and so much less worth entertaining any longer. This could also be something that was covered up from the past. Some of you may be finding that the King of Wands reversed is representing a role model or somebody who made an impression on you in the past, or somebody that was a big influence in your life in the past. Again, this could be a teacher, a parent, something that you're kind of having the veil part around who they were or what you've been working with. And once that all comes to light, you're out of there. We'll just leave it at that. Of course, everyone's going to have a unique journey. As we get on to what you are leaving behind or what you are dropping this month, you've got the Queen of Cups upright, and I'm actually seeing this as you, Scorpio. The Queen of Cups is the Scorpio card, but I'm actually seeing this as you. You are dropping a self this month. You are letting go of an aspect of yourself that you have maintained as a role, as a being, or a position in your life for far too long. I feel like with the Queen of Cups, you are very much doing what we saw with the Six of Pentacles reversed. We are taking a step back from being such an involved nurturer that we might not necessarily be paying attention to what we are nurturing. And we are reserving more of that loving, nurturing energy and those resources for those that ultimately are going in the same direction as us. They're in the same lane, whether they are working with us, they're beside us, or they're just a little behind us, or they are ahead of us. That is where we are going to be concentrating our power and our force. The Queen of Cups upright is also, when we're dropping this aspect of ourselves, it's not to say that we're becoming heartless or anything like that, but we're taking on a different stance when it comes to the role we want to play with those that we do care about, and the role we're not going to play anymore for that which ultimately we're only taking on as a compromise or a capitulation or what we thought was a necessary sacrifice. But you know what? I mean, this whole month seems to be correcting a lot of those misconceptions. So, maybe it's time for a bit of a shift of self. As we get on to the back half of the month, halfway through the month, you've got the Eight of Swords reversed, and you are getting liberated from a lot of ties that bind. And you are cutting a lot of your own roots, cutting a lot of your own cords, not only from things that attached to you, but things that you attached yourself to. Things that that maybe you've got too involved or too entrenched a mentality with to be doing you any good. But I'm also seeing this is releasing you as well from things that ultimately have kept you contained. So with the Eight of Swords reversed, this could also be, as often it does, we could be cutting and clearing contracts, nullifying and dissolving promises, clearing and neutralizing obligations and agreements across the board so that you are not tied down, right? We are getting a chance to actually spread our wings throughout the course of the second half of this month after doing all of this work. However, as we get to the end of the month, you do have the Queen of Wands reversed. And it's very interesting. The Virgo people also got the Queen of Wands reversed, speaking of the end of the month, but in a different position. And with the Queen of Wands reversed, I am seeing that there could be, yes, some clashes that are occurring because of the fact that you are defying expectations that others have maybe put on you. So it's a little bit different. It's not the anime battles that the Virgos are going through, but the expectations, possibly even the delusions or the overconfidence that has been, that you would, I guess, comply, or that you would carry on the you that you were. You're defying it and you're going your own way. Now, this could create some drama, however, right? Could create some drama at work, could create drama with friends, with family. Because the Queen of Wands reversed, to put it delicately, is a shitty listener, right? This is the type of situation where a person's inner monologue, expectations, and plans drown out all information. They don't see changes that are going on with other people. They don't see evolutions. Even when they're getting information they need, their inner monologue is running so loud and so high, they do not actually see the signs. And somebody may freak out And you could be dealing with some freakouts about you finally getting ready to go on with your life and you getting ready to go onward and upward. Do not be deterred by this. Allow yourself the freedom to step into that Four of Wands, that Chariot, that World card, that abundance that is coming your way. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.